Abbie, it was a long 120 minutes for the team against Worthing on Sunday in the FA Cup. How are they all looking physically after that?
Yeah, well, good actually. Tuesday night we had a bit more of a lower intensity session, which is normal for us on a Tuesday. So, but yeah, everyone was in great spirits. Obviously, 120 minutes is not ideal, but when you come out on the right side of the result, it kind of makes the legs feel a little bit easier the next day. So, yeah, we were happy to obviously progress. And yeah, physically, everyone's in a good shape.
In the past year, it's not often that your team has gone behind in matches. Was it pleasing to see that aspect to your side as they came back from behind to win the game?
Yeah, obviously it's always good to show that character. You know, I thought it was disappointing to go behind, obviously, in the manner that we did on a set play. But yeah, just great character shown by the girls. They didn't panic. They knew exactly how they needed to continue to play. There was no change from us, really. You know, we'd played really well throughout the game and we're creating chances. It was just that we couldn't find that clinical touch in the moment that mattered. I said it after the game. I'd have been more worried if we weren't creating the chances during the game. But we created enough to win the game over a few times, to be honest. But as with the FA Cup, it added the excitement to everything. But we got the job done and we got over the line in the end. So that was the most pleasing part.
And then on Monday, we drew Sunderland in the fourth round. What's your reaction to that one?
Difficult draw, difficult for us, you know. You wouldn't mind one of the big clubs, and I'm sure Sunderland wouldn't mind me saying that, as in a WSL club, and then seeing how you get on. But it's a tough draw. It's obviously a difficult draw for them to travel all the way down here. I know they've already reached out and are making their plans for that. But yeah, it's going to be a brilliant test for us to really see where we're at. You know, Sunderland aren't a team that are, you know, that we can just look at and think, yeah, that will be a tough test, but we've got enough in us. So it's a really difficult test for us. You know, Sunderland had a great season last year, just narrowly missing out on that promotion. And then obviously this year they've had a fantastic start again. And, you know, as a manager in this league, you always keep an eye out for the results. They do really well in the championship so far and have had some good results. So yeah, it's just about making sure that we enjoy the occasion. You know, whatever happens, I said it previously, whatever happens, and we go out there and we give a really good test of ourselves and account of ourselves, and we stay true to how we want to play. And it's a really good opportunity for some of our players to put themselves in, you know, showcase what they're about and put themselves out there and see what comes of it.
This Sunday's game against Lewes, it marks a point in the season where we're starting to play teams for the second time, which I guess brings both pros and cons as a newly promoted team. Is that the way that you see it?
I think teams have probably looked at us a bit more in detail now, certainly with how we started and where we are in the league, as opposed to just thinking they're the new kids on the block. But I'm looking at it as it's going to be a lot more difficult test than it probably would have been first time round when we played them away. The manager's settled now, probably imposing her style of play on the game. As you can see by the recent results that they've had, they've climbed that table and they've had a lot more wins than they have losses lately. She's brought in a lot more players. The strength in the squad has definitely been added to. So it's going to be a difficult game for us. We need to make sure that we get it right in and out of possession, that we don't fear it. We enjoy the occasion because that's what this group prides themselves on. And yeah, when we get those chances, unlike last Sunday, we make sure that we bury them. And as you know, I can't have any complaints as a manager. I think Dave told me that we were the second highest goal scorers in the league. You know, so as frustrating as it was that we didn't score enough on Sunday, I can't complain with the chances that we do create and that they do convert on a consistent basis. So as long as they're in that form on Sunday, it will be a really good test for us.
This being the final game of 2024, I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on the year as a whole. Minus that game against Bournemouth in May, what other games stick out to you?
I think the first game at SJP this season, the MK Dons, obviously making history for us as the first time that we've played in this tier, and we had such a comprehensive win, followed by, I think it'd be rude not to mention that 5-1 down at Home Park. For many of years now, we've had great battles with Argyle, and it's been really close games. But I think that one was a real deciding moment in a lot of these girls' heads that we've come a long way, and it was a scoreline justified of the result justified of the performance that we put in. It's been a long time coming that we'd scored a few goals against them, so it was really pleasing to get those and in the manner that we did. That one sticks out for me as well.
Back on the 1st of January, could you have envisaged the amount of progress this team's made now sitting third in the third tier?
Honestly, probably not. But actually, deep down, I know what this bunch of girls can do. And I say that because I still think that there's more in them. I still, push them really hard every week in training. They hate me sometimes, and they hate my staff because we really nag them about doing the basics well. You can't get away from doing them really well. And I think if you do those consistently, good enough over the 90 minutes, you win games of football. And it's just about making sure that they see that there's so much more potential left in them. I do think that this group can, really kick on second half of the season in the new year and achieve even greater things than what we've achieved already. And really, push the limit, and sky's the limit for them. I say it every week to them in the changing room. So yeah, it's almost a challenge for them the second half of the season, and of what do you want as individuals and as a collective, as a squad to go and achieve, because it's okay us management team having one goal, but the players have to share that with us.
And right along the way, we've been backed by incredible support, right from the first game away in Swindon up until now. And the Lewes game is a chance to show your appreciation both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our fans are absolutely fantastic. I think, we don't go a game without going to say thank you to them. We don't, we can't thank them enough for their support that they show us, even in, moments where we don't have, our greatest of days in some of our defeats. I mean, they don't happen often, but when we do get beaten, and they're always there making sure that we're looking ahead to the next one and when we can bounce back. But equally, just as people, that the way that they help lift the players individually around the crowd, after the game, before the game, interacting with us, they really do make us feel special. It's one thing playing football, but it's another having that unique bond with the fans, and they're incredible wherever we go. They've proven that they'll travel the length of the UK to support us. And yeah, if I can just say, from the bottom of my heart, a huge thank you to all of those fans. On Sunday, we would love to see you there so we can give you some appreciation in person again, and just really hopefully cap off a fantastic 2024 with a win, but ultimately with a great performance, and ensure that everybody goes into the new year and enjoys their Christmas with 3 points.
And of course, you and the players aren't done after that game against Lewes for 2024. You've got the Train with the Team days next week, which is a nice different change of pace as you have an opportunity to train with some of the younger fans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always one of the ones you look for straight away on the calendar to make sure we can get it in before Christmas, as close to as well, because it's just so special, giving back to the community. Again, this group of players loves doing that. You've seen recently with our trips to Ardini Hospital, and we've gone out to local grassroots football clubs. This group is fantastic at giving back. So it's a really fun time. As you said, a little bit more low tempo, music on, fancy dress. We get right amongst it. The girls get to play with the kids, and the kids get to train alongside the players that they've idolised for their last 12 months. So yeah, it's a really, really nice blend. And obviously leading into Christmas, what more could you want?